When this conflict is over, which I'm sure it's going to be, because they can't beat Russia. And if Russia gets attacked with those missiles, do you really think they will forget Britain's role in supplying weapons to Ukraine? No, they won't. Another key point, if these long range missiles end up killing Russian soldiers or civilians, Russia might retaliate against Britain. Has anyone seriously considered that? The best solution will have been peace, but some politicians didn't push for it. And now we're facing the consequences. I support protecting the weak and innocent, but escalating the conflict by adding more fuel to the fire isn't the right way. Mark my words, if those missiles cause mass destruction and loss of life, who will be blamed? Guess who? Britain, because America has been more hesitant to provide such weapons. Once again, Britain seems to be doing the dirty work for America, while politicians get richer from arms deals and aid packages, all funded by taxpayers. They can't beat Russia. Lovely. So Labour keeps on about the cash till is £22 billion short is missing, and they want to know where it's gone. It's always the working people that suffer. Let's have a look at some of the problems. More, and more. The demands are endless, and the UK keeps feeding the frenzy. Now they want even more missiles to launch into the sky like a fireworks. I hear they're asking for 650 missiles aimed at Russia. But will they get through their heads? They will never win against Russia. Who are they trying to fool? I'll tell you, the public, the hardworking taxpayers. Look at Zelensky. He was a comedian and now he's reportedly worth over 20 million. Yes, you heard that right. 20 million according to Forbes. But is that really the truth? I believe he's worth more. And he's worth that much from a comedian to multi-millionaire. Meanwhile, our country is struggling. The Labour Party is pushing laws that punish the elderly and the vulnerable. The roads are in terrible state, potholes, cracks, uneven surfaces. Councils going bankrupt from their dodgy managements. The National Health Service run by dodgy people. And then you got Mr. Sadiq Khan taxing motorists and will tax them even more when he brings out mileage tax. And they are bringing out a new council tax bill to charge single occupiers and elderly single pensioners full council tax. Every year, gas electric companies calling people putting up the prices that they know is the most essential need for cold freezing weather, and people don't have no choice but to pay. You wonder if the ministers got shares in these companies or some sort of a deal. Why can't they stockpile in summer while fuel is cheap or not use much as winter? Every winter they say fuel is expensive when it's near the cold season, all while they focus on helping everyone abroad but their own citizens. The moment they seized power, the first thing they did was give huge pay rise to union workers. If that's not favoritism, I don't know what it is. Let's go back and talk about the war in Ukraine. The government thinks we are fools. They're sending billions in aid, weapons, and money to Ukraine, all funded by the sweat and toil of the British public. And what do we get in return? More hardship, more depression, while Ukraine fires off missiles like fireworks, missiles that barely make an impact. But here is what really makes you think. How did Zelensky, in the middle of the war-torn country, become a multi-millionaire so quickly? Is there something fishy going on with the British taxpayers' money? Has anyone bothered to ask the tough questions? How is it that Ukraine, a country in ruins, is buying weapons left, right, and centre? If they're not buying, then it must be a loan. But how on earth are they going to pay it back? And if they can't pay, why is their leader a former comedian living the high life as a multimillionaire along with a select few? Here is another one. Why give aid to South Africa, Afghanistan, Nigeria, hundreds of millions? What benefit is it to Britain? This reeks of corruption on all sides. There needs to be an independent body, one that oversees where British taxpayers' money is really going, not handed out under the table in a brown envelopes. Why are we, the British taxpayers, footing the bill for government wages, only to see our hard-earned money shipped overseas? Does anyone know where this money actually ends up? Has anyone seen proof that it's going to the right places, or is it just lining the pockets of a corrupt few? I know if a pen was missing at my workplace, they will demand to see a proof where it's gone. And if I can't prove it, then I would be sacked on the spot. So the government spends millions and billions on foreign aid, and we, the taxpayers, who have a problem in this country and going through hard times, have to trust them and take their word for it, and not know if they are actually sending this amount of money abroad. Like I said, At work, they want to see the till balanced. And at the end of the shift, if it's a pound short, they ask where it's gone. And if you can't account for it, they call you a thief and untrustworthy and sack you. Enough is enough. It's time to demand answers, and it's time to hold those in power accountable.